from the heart of Delta State. You are tuned in to SRTV Asaba.
All right. I don't know what is wrong with my system today. It keeps coming up and off. I don't know whether it will allow me to do this show, but I am already live, so I might as well continue. I hope it will give me the grace to run this show to the end, because it's been doing that for some reason now. I don't really know why, but I will try and see whether we can do some justice to this show. Why did they wait to the very last minute to do what it's doing? It's something I don't know. But hello, a very good morning to you all. It's Saturday, the 8th of August, 2026. And on today's show, I'm rounding up what we discussed throughout the week. Now I'm very scared whether my system is going to just trip off when it wants. I don't understand where this is coming from. But I am the one that can deal with it and I can handle it. So let's deal with today's show. Today, I said I want to talk about the illusion of progress. And over the week, I have been analyzing, diagnosing our problems. And to find a true solution to a problem is to be sincere about it. So on today's show, I'm going to try and see whether we can do something about this. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy, but we'll see let's see what we can do. And I'm gonna take my time to be slow, be careful, and see whether we can have some kind of understanding. I don't think every Nigerian who watching me today, you are aware of the challenges we face as a nation. Now the question is are these challenges impossible? I heard a video saying that, that he won't stop talking because there's a way out. I like that optimism because I believe Nigerian problem can be solved today. In fact, if you give me Nigeria to run in 6 months, you won't believe where you are. Because I'm going to make painful decisions. In fact, the decisions I will take, you guys will be running. But in another 6 months, not what Tinubu is doing now, you're going to see pleasure. But I cannot blame Tinubu completely. Because if you want to survive politics, you got to do things people want to see. So there will be politicians or leaders who will do things people want to see, and those who will do things people should see. I said that there are two kinds of filmmakers. There are those of us that make film people should see, and those that make film people want to see. And if you see my content, my show is not what people want to see. It's what people should see. So if you are not strong enough, you can't watch my show. Because I'm not a toffee ideologist. I use the word toffee, I call it goody. You understand? Today, I call it the illusion of progress. And to demonstrate this clearly, I created an image. And I've been using the word again and again. And this is quite interesting. I think this is the diagnosis. And if we can understand what I put on the screen, it will help me to drive my point home today. You see, what did I say here? The illusion of peacekeeping. That's what I call it. And in this one, you're going to see somebody applying Vaseline. But let me remove what I have on the screen so that you guys can read it fully. The man have gonorrhea. The young people don't know what's gonorrhea. I know in your time, but you know what is called venereal diseases. STD, sexually transmitted diseases. If you have that disease, there's no way Vaseline can cure it. But then you see this man treating gonorrhea with Vaseline. And I want you to look at this image carefully. How is it going to help you? If gonorrhea is treated with Vaseline, where can you get to? And exactly where we are up to in Nigeria. We treat gonorrhea with Vaseline. Hopefully today, by the end of this show, you might want to see reason to understand your government or encourage them, because right now it looks as if they are scared. Not that Tinubu claimed not to be scared, but he's still scared. He knows that things cannot happen a particular way. So they do things to please you. And I feel sorry for Peter Obi. Had he even become president, some of the decisions, if he's going to lead us to where we want to be, the decision going to be painful. Let me give the story of the Bible. Moses was taking the children of Israel to the promised land. The journey wasn't easy. Even there was a time they told him, I said, are you sure? I like when I interviewed him. In fact, the man is talented. He said, they called Moses, they put it there, say, are you sure it's God that asked you to take us here? Because you should have left us in Egypt and died there. That to bring us here in the desert to die. So that's how it is going to be. A journey of nation building is not meant to be simple. It's not meant to be easy. If it is too easy, my people, do not ask yourself. Anything we always say, sorry, guys, women, when they get too cheap, you could ask yourself, is this one a good wife material? I mean, men knows that. If you just thought to get today, just agree, follow you. That's why women are very careful. They not agree for some time so that you will work hard before you get the thing. So anything that is too easy, it's not always good. But let me put it this way. The best food to eat, really, let's be sincere, is sugar. If you pass sugar for mouth, it's very sweet, but it can be poisonous. I use that again and again in my analysis. And I really I'm going to hammer on that today. So let us see whether we can actually look at some of the policies and some of the decisions of our government and see how they have tried to help us and whether they actually tried to punish us. And they cannot claim they don't know what they're doing because we didn't beg them to do what they did. They decided to do what they did. Okay, let's start with the first one. The first image I have here, and you see this image, it tells the story. This is the conclusion of what I'm going to talk about. When you have an illness and it's not treated with the right medication, that sickness will not be cured. If you use Vaseline to treat sexually transmitted diseases, that disease will only multiply. It won't be cured. Now, let's put this instance here. The first instance I want us to talk about is, there was a time Nigeria had food shortage. You know what Tinubu did? He opened the border and allowed food importation. Now, very many of you are going to say, Tinubu must die today, but the man was scared. You were crying too much, just like the way they were shouting on Moses. Moses, are you sure God asked you to bring us here to come and die in the wilderness? But hello, is food shortage going to be cured by importing food, by opening the border? How sustainable is that going to be? That is my question for you. And I'm going to do it across all, but then I'm going to take time to digest and maybe spend some more time with you guys and see what we can do about this. Another interesting thing, which I'm going to come back to, I'm coming back to all this, so I'm going to run through them. Another one is, look, the school in Nigeria are bad. We know that the education system in Nigeria is now bad. I want to spend some few minutes on this because I just wrote a book on this. The education system is bad. Because of that, children now spend more days in school. If you see the level of classroom as I exhibited there is very poor. And now, the best thing you're going to do is to send your child abroad. The ministers are doing it. The governors are doing it. The presidents are doing it. I've shared a lot of them with you. Even poor people now, all they want to do is save money and send their children abroad. If we continue like this, my people, how is our education system going to be fixed? Now, let me see. You see, when you have this kind of sickness and you begin to treat it this way, your sickness will begin to multiply. Your agony grew. This is very important. Let me give you one very crazy instance. There was a time the education in UK was not even going to work anymore. It was dead. Up to this time, government was supporting higher education in the United Kingdom. During Tony Blair's government, Tony Blair found that this is not sustainable. Tony Blair said, let us introduce school fees. They almost impeached Tony Blair. Had Tony Blair lost that vote which he got with only three. People were thinking that it was Iraq that was going to remove Tony Blair for office. It was actually this policy. And Tony Blair said something. Nobody can talk about free education or education that is working without nobody paying for it. Somebody get to pay. And today, the same education system is making more money than the entire money Nigeria make in a year. The UK education system, the higher education in the United Kingdom, today makes more money, but it was from the painful decision Tony Blair took. And that is what actually your president copied. Now this school finance where you can take loans, student loan, it copied from the UK. And because I'm here and I'm a beneficiary of it, I know what Tinubu tried to do. So in some of these cases, Tinubu is in trouble. Our system is in trouble. And there was a day I came on my show here and I asked you people, do you think Tinubu know what to do and they don't want to do it? Look at Oboriwori first. Oboriwori, if you look at him, the man has a good heart. He might be making some stupid decisions, but sincerely inside, you know this man is a good man. So if he's failing, the question you should ask yourself, why is he failing? Maybe he wants to please you. And maybe you're not giving him time to do what he needs to do. That's why when you have idiots like us as governor, you're not going to get it easier. Because we're going to pull our trousers and we're going to climb that fence together. No, why will I say? Now, let me tell you the implication of what Nigerians are doing at the moment. This is our education system is broken. Now we went and sent our children abroad. The cost of one child in the UK will change the whole education system in a university. If you inject the money of one child, okay, let me not exaggerate. If you put 20 or maybe 200 Nigerian children studying here, if you put that money into the Nigerian university will be balanced. So I call it toffee ideology. I remember those days, they say, no food, you import chicken. And they say, during this person government, we were eating chicken. Okay, where they for do the chicken? Where does the chicken come from? Does your chicken forget your chicken? No, they grow. Not get chicken for our land. They swear for now. So we are all guilty here. The government is afraid to make painful decisions. You won't give him time to make the painful decisions. And we are going to blame everybody. Listen, I said something here yesterday, and I said something very important. And anybody that watched my show, I don't say things you want to hear. You know that. And I said, we were greedy. Instead of God to wait for God to let us take the decision, we ate the forbidden fruit. Now we know good and bad. We don't have the capability to deal with it. We are now in a mess. But that's not what I'm saying. Look at where we are. We have a problem. I was looking at Delta State. Every year, there's always flood in that Asaba area and down to the Soko area. Every year. When the flood comes, they will pack sand on the road. They will try and do some quick gutter so that the water will pass. Once the flood is finished, we wait for the next season. We could not even construct ordinary gutter. There's River Niger there. There must be a way that water can flow straight to the River Niger peacefully. And that agony will no more will not fall next year. No, that is not good enough. The government will just do one shortcut, and then we are happy and we thank him. Oboriwori is a great governor. I can't blame him because he's now afraid of you. If Oboriwori do the right thing, he will not. Let me put it this way. This is the last one that interests me. I'm coming, Nigerians. We're going to talk today. Tinubu's government said NYSC is a failure. He almost struck it off. And at the point in time, he said, no, let us strike it off. Let us try and use it to train students who are coming out of the university that are not well trained, that are not employable. Let me use the word. So you guys will not beat me up. Our children who are graduating that are not employable, let us rejig the NYSC so that they can accommodate them, so that we can prepare them for this society. So they introduced some packages, and I was looking at it. All I can do is I was crying. So You allow a child to spend 4 or 5 years in the university. And now it is this 6 months or 1 year, that which is less, because that you're going to use to prepare them for the new world. My question is, why don't we why don't we trace the issue back to the original problem? Which brings me to the question I was talking about here. You know, treating gonorrhea with Vaseline. If you know your problem is because of the thing you did last night or 4 nights ago, go and look for the right cure, the antibiotics, diagnose it, treat it, and you will be cured. Nigerian government didn't do that. They said the quick course is to put Vaseline on top. They're putting Vaseline on the children that are already unemployable. They won't be employed. And they won't be employed. Yes, you now spend 4 years in a university, and then it is when you have finished the 4 years, wasting 4 years. Now somebody is not telling you, I'm going to give let's increase the number of weeks they stay in the camp. They double the number of weeks. And again, the government now said, okay, we're going to train them in skills. I was talking to my woman the other day. He said it was during NYC that she learned how to do makeup. A lawyer learning to do makeup in NYC. So you want a lawyer now to be employed as a makeup artist or what? You know, we're wasting time. See, that is an example of a government that is treating gonorrhea with Vaseline. We have a problem. Our education system is failing. Instead of injecting money or making sure that the education now is rejigged, the only problem we have with our education system is there's no practical element in it. So you're teaching them only theory. If not, the last time I checked, for those of you watching me today, how many times do you see a mechanic, somebody that learned to mechanic, somebody, you call them ordinary because they are the best, ordinary mechanic, or somebody that can even fix your AC? They come and they fix your AC, or they fix your generator. How many times do you see them unemployed? When they finish learning the work, they're already employed. You know why? Because they are adding value to society. They're going to solve societal problem. The only reason our graduates are not employable is because they can't solve any problem. Supposing we know that, and we go and look at our curriculum and say, okay, whatever we're going to study, let us make sure whatever you're studying is needed in the society, one. Because if the thing is needed, then we prepare you to go out and do better than even the mechanic, which is what I did in my book. You're telling people that you're training people to become mechanical engineering. Let's talk about automobile. Let's look at this. Ordinary mechanic have a job on the street. Automobile engineer can't have a job. It doesn't make sense for me. Because an automobile engineer is supposed to be more prepared. You can handle this better than the mechanic on the street, because an automobile engineer have the knowledge, he understand thermodynamics, he understand how this is moving, and it's now all we needed to do is not to just teach them more practical when they are in school. So when they come back, they won't even be employed by you. They become employers of labor, and the government don't need to waste money training them. After with NYC, they scrap NYC. I don't even know the use for NYC. So I asked them, Nigerian government, one time, I said, okay, why are we sending children to law school? They spent some years in the uni, 5 years of their life in the university. They're not going to go and spend another 1 year in Nigerian law school. Why can't whatever bloody thing you teach them in the law school, why can't you put it in the curriculum? If it's so useful, why not add it to what they are teaching them? You know, when you go to law school in Nigeria, thank God I didn't study law in Nigeria, I for cry. The children study things they don't need. Some rubbish you don't need. I spent 3 years in the UK. I got the same first degree that is even better than the one you have there. Sorry, guys. This is the fact. You know why? I didn't spend 5 years. 3 I mean. And 3 years, what did they really teach me in 3 years? I only go to class 2 days a week. 2 days. And the class is only about 6 hours. Not up to 6 hours, 4, 5 hours, and I'm going home. What could they have taught me in the UK that is better than what they teach you in Nigeria? So all we need to do is reject the curriculum, really. And number one, Any cause we know that is not useful to society, we don't wipe them out of the curriculum. Don't teach people what they're not going to use. At the end of the day, that's why they're unemployable. Now the government is now telling us they're spending so huge amount of money on NYC. Scrap it. You see where that decree is coming? I will not be nice. We will be sincere with our problem. You know, the things I do in my life today, maybe because I'm getting old now. Anything that doesn't make a purpose, I won't do it. I'll be asking, why are we doing this? Why are we wasting time doing this? That's how I think. There's too many why in my question now. Maybe the journalism is also bringing me the problem of why. So, let's just look at this. Oborivori knows. Sorry, I always bring my governor in. He knows there is flood. Right now, there's flood in my premises in Asaba. We can't even walk to the place. So, the problem is, after 30 minutes, the water will run off. And everybody has forgotten there's no water again until it's rain again. And everybody's crying, there's rain. Oh, hey. Are you not confused, people, that our children, a child education in the United Kingdom, one university student, will cost Nigerian government about 120 million naira. One student, 120 million. I'm doing it on the average. 120 million for one student. 120 million ejected times 10 into a university. How much is that? What is it that we cannot do? What training are they going to give the bloody child here? In fact, the system here is a failure too. But because you're sending the child abroad, what does he learn in this abroad? Let me interview them. Some of them are bloodily unemployable too. Is it because they come to the UK, that's why they are better? You see, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Not to swim, Abby. So, we are in trouble. And until we are sincere, and without, it's like you're trying to do things and you are looking at the people's face. That one ain't going to solve your problem. Our problem is, it is what it is, and it can be solved. And all we need to do is just face it head on. If we have an education system that is not working, we need mechanics. We're not going to produce, mechanics on the street. They're not fixing our cars well. We know that. You know why? Because one, they don't have the facilities to fix that car very well. They don't have it. That's why when you go there, they now come out, they hit your engine. The engine is not designed for that. They don't even have the machine to just roll out the spanners and get everything done. They don't have it. So you see them. And number two, they don't have the machine to test and even diagnose where the problem is coming from. There's a machine you have in the UK, it's even very cheap now. It's about 150 pounds now. You put it on your system, it will tell you where the fault in the engine is. So if you put it's an MOT to test your car and tell you where the problem is. How can a mechanic work without that kind of thing? That is what we are up against. But they have some experience, so they're doing well. But imagine somebody that is really gone through the university and went through this kind of training and is now having the equipment to fix a car. Do you think that kind of guy would be looking for a job? Because the last time I checked, cars are always breaking down in Nigeria, especially with our bad roads. So how can you, let me tell you this. Many of you now working for 120,000 naira, 150,000 naira. That is what somebody that is fixing AC makes in 2 days. If you call somebody to come and fix your AC, probably charge you 100,000 or 70,000. Maybe he does 2 in a day. It's 150,000. He has anything in a day. Meanwhile, you have a white collar. You see the way that the crystal tie your tie. Deceive yourself. You not go get wife. Oh. Women not they take shit too, because women won't marry you. If you are poor, they don't marry you. In fact, it's not even an African thing for you to be poor. In fact, we used to say in those days when men were men and women were won by those who deserve them. Do you know what that have? Go and read things fall apart. What I'm saying is we need to be sincere right now and deal with our problem heads on. This Vaseline therapy is not working. And you know why this is so painful? That's why every time I go back to the university. And I go back to our education system. Because that is where the true solution is. I cannot understand how a university can be a problem. How a university can be difficult to manage or difficult to maintain. Hello, you have their talent, human resources. You have natural resources, because the last time I checked, there are so many big spaces, so there can actually be an automobile workshop as a part of automobile engineering in University of Benin, in Delta State University, in every university, you're telling me. And if people can go there to get their car fixed and fixed well, why would they carry it to that mechanic village where they take until they hit their car? They will go to the university and get their car properly fixed. And you know the funniest thing, the cost of that problem would have been solved. It's just like somebody fix your car and he always said the water is falling from somewhere. He just patch it. No, in the true engineering, they will go and find out why the water is leaking and where it is leaking from. And the engine, maybe one thing is heating up. That is something that just need to be changed. And that sickness will not come back again. But you are not treating the sickness. You are using Vaseline. And that's why your car is never fixed. And that's why Nigeria is not fixed. Today, Nigeria, we are fixing Nigeria with solutions that is so temporary. Whereas we need a lasting solution. Every time the government does something, and the people that are close to me, I say, but how are we going to maintain it? They told me, none of this, that they just opened a school in my place. And I said, okay, but how are we going to sustain it? If you don't ask that question now, is that a question that will defeat you tomorrow? If you're doing something and you don't ask, okay, supposing, this is how I like to think. University of Benin, if the government subvention stopped today, how do you run yourself as a university? You see where the Christ think. How do you sustain your university? University of Abuja, if government subvention doesn't come tomorrow, because you are more than qualified. Let me ask a question. Are those people, meanwhile, people are running private universities and they are making money. The best university in Nigeria is actually private. They pay more school fees, yes. But Uniben have bigger space compared to that mushroom university you call the best university in Nigeria. That's a mushroom. There's no way Covenant has any facility to compete with the University of Abuja. It doesn't make sense. So we need to find out what it is. Is it school fees? Okay. If we don't get a lot of money from school fees, how many students are in Covenant? How many are even in University of Benin? So there's no way Covenant can even make more money than Uniben. But let's forget it first. Say, supposing if Covenant University is now making money from school fees, why don't the university think of making money from other sources? That is the thing I wrote in my book. And when I read it, when I'm writing about it, I'll sometimes say, oh, that the Chris, you've done this well. Because, like I said to the state government and the university partnership, which I tried to analyze on one of my shows, only opening a farm in Uniben, opening this automobile, opening a law clinic that offers service to the public, the university will make more money than every other entrepreneur out there. But the question I ask myself, why are you guys not doing it? Why is our university sitting down and waiting? You know, the last time I checked, the last time I wrote personally, I wrote to Delta State University, Theater Art Department. Then I'm coming there to make movies with the students and the lecturers. You see where that the Chris brain work? Because I see talent there. I see potential. I see resources. This is what I need. As a filmmaker, I need talent. I need the space. And if all those things are in place, I'm just going to go there and start to roll out my film. If that the Chris is thinking, why can't the university do it? Why would the university wait for me to come and do it for them? Why don't they do it and make money? Now, especially now that Nollywood is making money. You don't even need to go and sell now. You can do some release within the university. You can release outside the university. You can release online and you will make your money. And guess what? Your students are now equipped with the right knowledge so that when they come out, they won't actually be looking for a job. To study theater art in Nigeria today is like a course. In fact, I would have wiped out theater art. It won't exist. It will be film production. Again, so like I said, first ask, do we need this? And so I'm not talking of full education today. It is across all board. I'm not being used to education. That's why you see me, because I wrote a book on it. I am buried in. If not, if you look at the way we run away from Nigeria, you said, okay, let me give one good instance. Let me share this image with you guys. Very important. This is one of the images I put out today. We have insecurity in Nigeria. Guys, listen up. We have insecurity. You know, in Nigeria, eh? When I know say, God not gonna let it happen to me, but if they happen to your neighbor, it go happen to you. My guy, you don't get excuse. In fact, in Uganda today, they don't kidnap all our wives, everything, every day. We are now, you know what we decide to do? We raise fence. That's what I share this image with you. See, this is an image. If you see any home in Nigeria today, a heavy fence, which makes us, technically, we are in prison. So you are now raising fence so that kidnappers or armed robbers won't get to you. And in the process, technically, you're really imprisoning yourself. Because the last time I checked, when we're growing up, you run into the street, we're not, even in London, I never see that kind of fence, they bomb me. So you've already turned yourself a prisoner. A decision you made by yourself. Nobody helped you with it. How can somebody help you here? So, but is the problem really going to be solved with the fence? The answer is no. Because last time you're going to drive out, your children go to school. And all these people that are even having money, you guys are in trouble. Because if your child cannot even go to school, or you now send the child abroad, if you send the child abroad to come and study, you not go there when they bury you. The day that they bury you, you not go come. Because you're not introduced to a new culture, a new lifestyle. It's not coming. It's not going to bury you. I'm sorry. And number two, you've cut that child from his heritage. For a child to grow up in Nigeria and become a governor is not news. But for him to be here, who is he going to be? He's nobody here. He's a second-class citizen. This is not your home. Deal with it. Again, is it not better if we can just fix Nigerian insecurity problem together and live in a very beautiful land? Is it not better for you and me? And then that's why we now need to say, government, no, this shortcut, we don't want it. We don't want to be raising fences. We want to know what is the cause of insecurity. So when we say this, many people say, this and that. No, there is a fundamental cause of insecurity in Nigeria. I'm going to talk about one today. If you guys like it or not, deal with it. They say herdsmen and farmers are always clashing. So farmers cannot go to farm. Herdsmen are all over the places. And I'm looking at the government. This is the most stupid government I've ever seen. The most stupid government I have ever seen. Because these are two good sources of money. People that farm and people that can rear animals. There's a problem here. In the 21st century, people know they work out for bush with animals anymore. We're going to take Pidgin English, no herdsmen is banned. You know why we're banning it? It's not because of the killing of the atrocity, because it's primitive. It doesn't yield result. It doesn't yield food. Imagine what they are doing in I think it's in Argentina. They can't beef. That is what they sell. Because they rear animals. So the time you're wasting with one stupid full animal, they work out for bush with animal. Now better person now they work out for bush with animal. That guy is a victim. The government is a failure. I'm coming, we're going to find solution. Number two, the farmers. The man, when he get farm, my grandmama carry cutlass, say they go farm. Which hand want a farm? In the 21st century, that kind of farming should be banned. So how can Oborivoli do that if he sit down in his fat ass in Asaba? Or did that to Pebolo when they sit down. Because Okpebolo Benin is one of the most fertile land for farming. That Okpebolo when not know anything. Where that one farm? You see, these are the kind of half-baked leaders you've elected. And it's not their fault now. Now we're in trouble. The bottom line is, even you see River Benue. They say people can't go to farm. Are you not even sad that the people are still going to farm with cutlass, with some stupid things? Whereas only one small grass house in University of Benin will yield more food than the entire of my village. Did you hear me correctly? The tomatoes that will come out from only one small greenhouse that we will create in University of Benin or in Abraka University, it will yield more food than the whole of Abraka farming down to the whole of Egypt West farming. Where did they take cutlass the farm? Again, I'm trying to trace the cause of insecurity. So a wise government will actually say, okay, all these people that are doing this, come, I beg, come help me work for my university farm. Go and work there. But take off the animals. You get paid, you go home, you give them some identity. I'm not sure anybody in his right senses want to stay in the bush. Or anybody in his right senses want to go and carry cutlass to the farm. Again, what do you think? Where are we? Now, at the end of the day, the politician think he's not having problem. Now he's raising fence because some of the aftermath of that poor decision is why you are raising that fence. Because if these people have a job, if the farmers have a place to farm well, and we are bringing plenty food, and we are rearing more animals, so that we can can some and sell abroad, we'll be having a lot of money. I'm not sure these people will be going about killing themselves. Instead, they will be making more money for you. So, who is stupid here? At the end of the day, we are trying to treat a sickness that requires antibiotics with Vaseline. We're not going to be cured. High fences ain't going to solve our insecurity problem. Jobs, that kind of level of engaging the community, getting them before they get into that cycle. A boy that didn't go to school like the Amajarin they are talking about, won't they join Boko Haram? But if that boy was trained how to fix a car, I'm sure he will fix car and have money to feed him. So he could go marry just now. He won't join. What's he doing there? So these are solutions, very practical solutions to our problems. No, but politicians, Nigeria, it not concern me. But it don't concern you now. It's not your problem and mine. Because there will be no hiding place. No place to hide. Because we simply choose not to do the right thing. And when I'm talking of the right thing now, don't forget, I excuse the president. That even if he tried to do the right thing, we won't let him. But himself doesn't even think. Why would you go and import food? None of you like Buhari, but Buhari had a better policy when it comes to agriculture. Buhari banned importation of rice. That was why that time you guys were eating Nigerian rice. Do you remember there was a time we were eating made in Nigerian rice? Tinubu don't come, we don't eat imported rice. Deal with your life, man. This is not imported rice not going to cure Nigerian problem. It's not going to cure it all. So when you want to eat imported rice and eat imported chicken, as if our own chicken, I don't understand. Oh my God! You know the funniest thing? I was in Europe and they see chicken they grow in 3 months and they eat and I said, God, this is chemical. Would they eat fowl? We don't eat fowl. We don't call fowl. There's different fowl and chicken. They say one in bird flu. I said no, but that's what they call pachoko. With a cutting knife, they cook and where they eat for home. Now they kill my hair. Do you understand, my people? Sometimes we lost track of everything. We are blessed, oh. We are so blessed. And the time to make Nigeria a first world economy is now. You know why I'm so excited? The natural resources are still there. Now, the technology they have developed in the West, we are not enemy to them. They are not endemic to us, so we're going to use them. to tap on our natural resources, and we're going to be richer than them. It doesn't take anything for an African nation to overtake America in terms of food production. It costs us nothing, because maybe as you dig the ground self, you see oil, you dig the ground, you see diamond. How can they compete with you? They don't have it. But because of your inability to think for yourself. Thank you, sir. Because of their inability to think for themselves, we are a mess. And in fact, let's raise the fence. Keep raising the fence. You know the funniest thing? Before you see the politician, thank God Buhari died here. God might punish him. I am so happy he died here. Your nation is having health issue. The health system is a failure. Let me bring that image. I think I prepared one image of that one, which was really striking for me today. Your health system is a failure. You could do something about it, sir. Do you really need to carry everybody abroad? Everybody must go abroad now for health treatment. I don't understand the kind of people we are. And are you even sure the health treatment of these people here is better than your own? You know, one thing I found out there, before I talk about this health, let me talk about medicine. Medicine. And I was looking at Uniben. I'm looking at Delta State University. And I said, okay, now, they told us that there's something called ampliclos. We keep importing ampliclos since I was born. We are still importing it from India. The question I asked my university student is, what is in ampliclos? Don't you think there's a way we can make our own ampliclos? The answer is yes. My brothers and sisters, why are we not making it? Are you even sure the one they are bringing is good enough for you? Why would they care if it's for export? The medicine you used to cure your own people is being imported into the country. Something you can't control. So, my stupid mind is telling me, what if? I have Department of Pharmacy, not to teach pharmacy, but a pharmaceutical clinic in University of Benin. Their job is to make these things now. They are not even technology anymore. They are like reproducing it. You know the chemical components, you mix them together, you package them, we start to drink it. If not safe, we couldn't pack it the way they did it. There's a way you give it to us. Tell us to take it like that. Whenever you need ampliclos, drink this one. You give us the dosage. We must not pack it the way they pack it from India. Can't we do that? Hey, Ogene. Are we so stupid not to be able to do that little thing? Now we import paracetamol. The University of Benin is waiting. It's lying down. Let us say university. University of Portugal. Look at all the universities. What are you people doing? In the whole university, you cannot turn out paracetamol. You cannot. Hey. So what do they teach? What did they teach now when they did that school? What do people study? Again, you see how close we are to solving our problem and how far we are from solving the problem. We're one step away. We can go and buy the same chemical, the same thing they used to make their own, or we go and employ one man from India or 10 of them to come and work with us. And our university will start making medicine. We'll pay him very well, give him wife. He will marry one of our daughters. He will learn her. He will learn from her. He will stay there with us. Not because they do us here. When you come to UK, they go give you wife. You go stay here. They go take all your knowledge. Take and build their land. Would that be so bad? That is if we have shortage of skill. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to contract it out. Bring us a quantity of paracetamol. If you like, worry, oh, come and build bridge for us. Are you people saying, let me go back to that one. More than others. I have nothing with wrong. I'm even in support of building of bridges, but must you both do it for us. There's Delta State University. You have 12 universities, 12 universities in that place, 12 of them. So none of these people can actually construct a bridge. okay, so suppose we have shortages of people. But the last time I checked, the people when they do the bridge, so now black people, now the few people when they draw the map, now they come from abroad. Now the Julius Berger, even though now we set now our own bricklayers, now they see the heat. That's why for us. But okay, let's turn that one. So supposing we now really want to create bridge, and we don't have enough people of the whole Delta State, all the university, they are not talented enough. Can't we see hire 1 or 2 people who we know that are good in building bridges abroad? Give them good job to come and work in our company so we employ them. That's what the UK government does. And I keep teaching people every day. There's a scheme here called Skilled Workers Visa. It has been existent and it will continue to be in existence. You know why the British government introduced it? If there's an area where we don't have enough staff here, they'll tell you, go and employ from abroad. So you employ the person and the person work for you. You give him visa. That's why I can employ people from Nigeria. Even when I bring in artists to come and perform, that's the same visa I give to them to come and perform. Because of course, if I'm going to do a Nigerian week event, it's not going to be British man that's going to perform. You got to be a Nigerian musician. So you can't stop it. I have to bring in Nigeria. That is the skill. It's special. They are skill visas. Why can't we do that in Nigeria? So supposedly what I'm saying now, say forget about Uniben. The university don't want to do this. Those of now when you call yourself kings, when I get this acres of land that is wasted because the land belongs to the king now. From what I check, I know so I not get. At least the surface of the land still belongs to now. Only the down government don't take. But the surface of the land, meaning you can farm. Will it be out of place if you come to Holland where they do a lot of farming, Brazil, rather than inviting them, say they come and take our destiny away? Say, king, say, yeah, I want to farm in my community today. Make I go tell some people from Holland, make they come farm with us. You can't start the farm. You can't go employ one person from Holland, make come work with us. You think Oyibo will not come to Africa to work? They were looking for opportunity to live here, to go and work abroad. Pay him well. He will come and he will help us to build our farm. As they build the farm, we they learn. That is if Nain no pass also. If not, I don't think there's anything they know here that our Nigerian university don't know. But let me assume that Nigerian university don't know. So you can see the level of productivity. You see that your local government channel won't be like Pashoko. When some of them will carry belay, they will carry like, you see, I say, where are these people coming from? Who told you that the local government cannot change our life? That cannot change our security? That they cannot grow food for us? But we are going to bed hungry. We can't even cure ourselves. You see the advantage with this local medication. If Uniben is doing it, one person, when he knows something, does it, we teach them because we're going to bring them in. How not they cure these things? You know, the last time we did a course where we were in Archipel in those days, we call craft design technology. You identify a problem and you find a solution to it. And we were in this class, everybody had to come in, and a guy came to the class and he said, one of the problems is car parking. Then what's the solution? He said he's thinking of building a car. When he finish, he will park him. And when he come in the morning, he roll the car out and he drive. I said, okay, that's a good one. But there's one that really interests me. Snake bite. Say, you know, when you have wound there, they use the oil from snake to treat it. So the guy said he's going to create a snake farm so that he will get some of the oil. So anytime there's a wound, he will use that to cure it. But again, that's people thinking. Before you know it, within that thing, you see children doing research and discovering a better antibiotics in Nigeria so that we can even say something to the rest of the world. We are changing the world as it is. You'll be surprised that we will produce the best antibiotics the world has ever seen. The reason I know, I was watching TV yesterday and they just found out that some MBA boys will train, some Nigerian origin, mostly the Igbos. Then one Urubu guy I saw, because when I hear Urubu name, I know. They are now in the NBA. They were trained in Africa. The same, is it not the same human being? Now they can play for the NBA. So meaning we have the capability. We just need to be trained. How can the last time I checked, let me talk a little bit about Nollywood. No, that's my field. How can we not make the same film America is making? What makes them better? What makes them better than us? What did they do right? We go copy them. Then we'll go do better than them. That's how China got to where they are. Would that be so difficult for us as a people? That's how close we are. But not with shortcut, Tinubu. Shortcut will not help us. We shouldn't be looking for shortcut. That is where we are. So I see Nigeria almost getting there, but also still very, very far from there. The decision is going to be what me and you do today. Let me use the word again. We are almost there, but we are so far away from there. Because as long as we continue to send our children abroad, rather than building our schools, we will continue, we will remain dependent. As long as we carry, anytime we sick, we carry come abroad without even thinking it as a pain to actually let our children begin to, before you know, the cure to HIV will be done in Africa because children will do research. By the time you now challenge pharmaceutical students, they begin to adapt. Let me give you one instance. When I don't know, what they call it sickle cell. It's a black man disease, or you will not get them. Sickle cell was killing black people, it's still killing black people till today. Now they don't say, now one marry now. Now that's how Nigeria don't know what's a genotype. Any baby you want to marry now, any guy you want to marry, you ask him what's your genotype. Because that is the first thing first. Because if now be AS, we not go match. But guess what? If now you both disease, therefore don't cure them. This thing has been killing us since. It's still killing us till tomorrow. And we are not looking at it. Now you both now, when you don't get the disease, now you go come cure them for us. But you'll be surprised that it's only one thing we need to drink. That thing will wipe off. Children need to learn it. They need to diagnose it. It's not going to be done by them. It's going to be done by us. If COVID-19 is now cured, as fast as COVID-19 was killing, is it, if they want to cure sickle cell, they will cure it in a day. Again, that is people that can undergo research. If the theory one that they study for school self now on research basis would have been nice. We are contributing nothing to knowledge. And it's very bad. And I'm talking of practical knowledge. Because as of today, that Nigeria cannot feed the whole of Africa. That's a litmus test to tell me that we are not there. If you have the land in Niger State is bigger than Holland. Niger State is bigger than Holland. Holland makes $2 billion from agri export every year. 2 billion from agri export to, is it 200 billion? They said, yeah, 200 billion. Even is this one now making, Ethiopia is now making 4 billion. Holland makes 200 billion from agri export. Nigeria, they import food. Meanwhile, Niger State big past the Holland. It not add up for me. When I take Urubu tell me for comment section. Where do we get this from? So we have the land. The last time I checked, we have people to work. So are you saying we don't have the technology because we have to employ somebody to come and work with us? You don't need to have it all. There's no nation that have all the technology. If we know some people who are good in farming in Brazil, like Oboriwori was able to go there to invite them to come and invest. No, employ them, come and work in our farm. Before you know it, we start sending food to Brazil. No. Tinubu opened the door so that food export will come in so you guys can get cheap rice. Wahala dey, my brothers and sisters. If we don't address this, if we don't start to treat our gonorrheas with antibiotics, that's where I started from. As long as we continue to apply Vaseline, the second thing we will see now dying with the eye. We can stop it now. And I pray that God give us the understanding and the wisdom to deal with things. You know, I always say to Christians, though I don't agree that Jesus Christ have to die for us to be saved. That's rubbish. We kill the man. Jesus Christ already saved us. He already showed us the way to be saved. We don't want to follow that one where he has died in the name of Jesus. Yes, by that name you are free. Spiritually. But it doesn't save you on earth where you are expected to create heaven. That's why you are still poor. In the name of Jesus, will not save you on earth, will not give you food on your table. It gives you spiritual clearance. Your relationship with God, which you have already been forgiven. There is the practical part of Christianity. And I always say, it was not God that caused some of these things. God is not going to take it out. You cause death. Death will continue to kill us until we remove death from the world. Poverty is not caused by God. The poverty in Nigeria is not caused by God. It's not God that will cure poverty. That's why even people don't know God, they've cured their poverty. You that is shouting, you go to church every day to clap. You have not. You say God, why God never help you? No, wait. China not a go church. Chinese people, they don't believe it's a godless country. But they can farm and feed. Maybe now that people even know God past you. Because they do what God asked them to do. Go ye and multiply. You, when you say you know God, how many commandments of God are you keeping? Show me one commandment. Because the only thing God told us to do really is to go into the world and multiply. He didn't ask us for anything. No. The last time I checked, God did not say you must do this. The 10 commandments was even for you to live in peace with yourself. Thou shalt not convert your neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not kill. Where did it concern God? It's between you so that you can live as one, brothers and sisters. Go and look from 6 commandments to the last. God not the inside. 1 to 4 self. What did God need your worship for? So that is the 10 commandments we are talking about. It is not important for God. The only time God said, go ye and multiply. Because God created the world and he said we should go and multiply the world. We are not multiplying it. Instead, we ask for knowledge that we cannot handle. Now we are killing each other. Instead of multiplying the world, we are destroying the world. We are multiplying and we are destroying. We are multiplying and we are destroying. We are multiplying and we are destroying. Until our good takes over the evil. And it's not God that is going to come and change what you have created. Though. How can God come and remove death from the world when it's not him that created death? Now God had death. When you hear say God created heaven and earth, you hear say God created death. They tell you say in the beginning when he created on that 7, look at the first day before he rested. Did he create death? So why do you think he's the one that's going to come and cure it? Wait till you take your hand, cause now you will suffer. God has given us the knowledge, the capability to feed ourselves. Make him come feed us. Wait, I don't understand. Africa will continue to moan. You continue to pray till thy kingdom come. Hunger will remain the self-fulfilling prophecy until we obey the commandment of God and be creative. It is now. That's why I said any leader that is not creative, I beg, banish it from your. Not remember him. If everybody wake up in the morning and he think his job is to award contract and go and commission contract, he's not the kind of governor you need. You need a governor who say, where are the farms? Because this is our main problem. No, where are the pharmacists? Where are we really animals? Where are we training these children? He must be well prepared. In fact, all of them should be his business. Not be to receive money from Aso Rock, come they allocate them. That is the job of a governor. Not me talking. I think I said it all. If you are not ready to do business, don't contest for any political office. Not in this time in Africa. We don't need you. A governor must be a businessman. He must understand business. He must know how to farm and feed his people. So what you're saying now that if there's no food coming from nowhere, Delta State will not eat. Whereas we have our fertile land. Look at our river. Ngozi said we should turn Delta State to that blue economy. Those of you from Ogara, I grew up knowing of national shrimps. We were exporting shrimps from that place abroad. So what happened today? Only our river, only river Etup, only the small part of Ogara. If you do it well, the fish you will get. And there's a way you even do that place. You will still turn it to a beach, and people can still have a beautiful shower there. Hey, look at the beautiful land. Look at the beautiful place. Go to that place, you see people by the riverside. Now they the shit. One would have turned to beach and bring in people to come out to our land and bring in foreign money. What is it that God has not given to us? I don't want to make it a religious show today. I don't want to make it even a productivity show. I want us to understand that we've not been brave enough to solve our problem. We are solving the problem from the top. Oh, we need development. So development is bridge. Oh, we don't want security. We have security problem. So the service is to build fence. Okay, if you do that, you are applying Vaseline for somebody when you get gonorrhea. The person will not be cured. To cure gonorrhea, you need antibiotics. Let us look for the antibiotics to our problem. And it is not with heavy fence, okay? That your heavy fence is not going to save you. Now, in fact, you now have children that cannot come out. Have you seen any rich man picking outside? Because if you come out, the children, the big boys, they will take harm. He said, there's trouble, now there's war. But Mali said it. Now everywhere is war. They say war. But Mali said something. He said, until the philosophy which hold one race superior and another one inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere will be war. That was Bob Marley time. But let me tell you today, until the inequality in Nigeria, the suffering, the fact, until some people that have all the money, where they don't work for, once you get to office, you become a billionaire, and the rest people are suffering. Until this philosophy is permanently discredited and abandoned, there will be no security in Nigeria. Do you hear me? Until a graduate can graduate and get a job, there will be no security in Nigeria. Do you know how many of our beautiful daughters who would have loved to do good things with their hands, they end up doing wrongs? It's not their fault. You can blame them. When you face that situation, you know, there's a saying, until you have some money, don't talk about morals. There's nothing like morals. Even if you read the Bible, God had to send women, Ruth and Esther. Look at them, they were sex involved. So a woman will only do what they have to do. The oldest profession is prostitution. It's not me. Look at the Bible. And you leave your daughters to suffer like that, they will prostitute. It's a natural tendency. It takes a woman a very strong will to resist when they are hungry. Especially when their children are hungry, the children is dying in their hand, they will do anything. I'm not going to do much today because today is Saturday, and I pray that our government can understand and we give them the time to help us. Because I started the show by saying, okay, they have a problem. Because I still believe that Tinubu don't even have solution to the problem. That's why the wife is saying that the problem is much, oh. The problem is much. You understand? The problem is much because you people are not sincere. Not that you don't want to be sincere, because you don't think sincerity. Why would the government, for instance, go and say to solve Nigerian problem, unemployment problem, or because some people are graduating from school, let us give them some training at the NYSC? Okay? The solution is to go revamp the education system so that we begin to turn out graduates that will be useful to us and to the society. In fact, those children that were graduating, they will become the ones that will turn Nigerian economy around because they will going to create jobs. They don't need you to employ them. But give them the right training, sir. You're not going to do that with the old system British gave to you. Because what we inheriting now is coming from British colonial mentality. That kind of education system is all what we need. We need a new education model, the type the world has never seen before. And why do we have to? When I talk about it, they ask me, is that how they do it elsewhere? I say, are you mad? Must they be doing it that way? Don't you have sense to think for yourself? This is what I said. You know, look, my new education model is madness. So I don't even know where I came out with it. This is what I said. I said, there will be no department or faculty of this, faculty of this. Instead, as you go to Uniben, you have University of Benin Film Studios, where they make films. University of Benin Pharmaceutical, blah, blah, blah. University of Benin Automobile, University of Benin Construction. University of Benin Teaching, because that's schools where they have their own private and schools where they should be training people to graduate into the university, primary and secondary school. I think they're already doing that. But on a massive scale, when you go to that university, it is this firm that does the training. So this firm are already doing services to the public already. A pharmaceutical firm in University of Benin already know his job. You are not there to train people. Your job is to run a pharmaceutical firm and offer solution. The student will not come and learn there. And then we'll do them the theory. My guy, that is with the theory and the practical existing within that atmosphere. That child will never graduate. In fact, when he's in school, he's already learning entrepreneuring. By virtue of working in that firm. So you are going to school to work. You're not going to school to learn. The last time I'm going to school, why can you spend 4 years learning? What are you learning in 4 years? As you are there, you are working. You're working on what you said you're learning. So by the time you finish, you become a worker. How can I be learning things and I don't practice it and I come back and say I should go and practice it? Where? So let them learn in a real working situation. That is how the Igbo apprentice system, which the CNN confessed to be the best in the world. CNN came to Nigeria and they said that the Igbo apprenticeship system is the highest incubator of successful businesses worldwide. Let me repeat that. You know when they be the Igbo apprentice system? I take my brother, I go learn work from me. When he finish, I go set him up, he go do his own. It's the highest incubator, breeder of successful small businesses worldwide, not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, the whole of the world. How does it work? They bring the child in, the child will learn the work with the master for 3, 4, 5 years. As he's doing that, he's actually selling. He sees how the Oga they sell every day. He sell with the Oga. He knows everything. In fact, they know how to repackage it in and sell. When he finish, he's already a professional. When he gets his small money and open his shop, he's only going to fly. But you send a child to go and study mechanical engineering. He never see lathe machine once. So how is he going to do it? What's he going to do when he finish? What's he going to do after 5 years? Waste of space. So our education system is not going to be solved by NYSC, sir. Mr. President. In fact, this is the thing I keep telling people. I know you try to look for a shortcut. Oh, we are in problem. What do we do now? No. If this is your short term, middle term, and long term, then educate us. Then people like us will be quiet. But if you tell me that the solution of our education system, that the children are not employable, that this stupid NYSC is one going to solve it, you're joking. You're joking. So we need to find solution. Herdsmen are killing us. Farmers can't go to farm. We need to ban it and get those people useful to us because they can work in the farm. They can work where they will rear animals. We need them. In fact, if I am a governor and I see people carry collars, they go farm, what I go do now? Because you are killing talent and creativity. You are wasting the time of the government. You can't go to farm that way. This is how we're going to farm now. So that you don't need the whole land to farm. I said, come to my university here. You will see the small space they call Middlesex University, but they're producing more money than your bloody Uniben that cannot make a penny. They're going to strike. ASU will soon go on strike now. They don't have. You know, the funniest thing, ASU will soon go on strike. A university that is 50 times bigger than Middlesex University. 50 times. Uniben is 50 times bigger than Middlesex. Why is 50? 100 times. These people can pay, they're making more money than the whole of Nigerian economy. Uniben cannot even pay their staff. ASU will soon go on strike. Now, what is the cause of the problem? We need to be sincere about it. We don't need to fight. We don't need to cry. Cry will not solve it. We need to solve this problem. And the solution is not far from us. We can do this, and we cannot do it. And I pray that our children will not go through what we have gone through. So if you don't want your child to go through what you've been through, to go to one stupid education that cannot be helpful to them tomorrow, you better join the chorus in my song for a new Nigeria. You know, let me say this before I close the show today, because today is Saturday. I've been around for some time now. I'm 60 years old, for those of you who don't know. And over these years, I've seen people, some of them are activists. They've said they want to change the government. Some are what? Some are educationists. They can speak a lot of grammar. They can do well. But you know, the politicians, they say they want to come to office. They want to change. I see Peter Obi want to change. All of them want to change. And I ask myself, okay, how are you going to change the country for good? Because the problem is not just Tinubu. If you see my show today, the problem is not just Oboriwori. Oboriwori couldn't do the right thing, but he is not the problem. Oboriwori is not the reason we are not a first-class economy. No, Tinubu is not the reason why. The reason is we are not productive. That is on the surface. What is productivity? You need to now go down and say, okay, how do we understand productivity from the poor man, from the layman point of view? Look at your farm. If you're still going to farm the old way, you're not going to progress. So we need to farm the new way. Okay, what is the new way of farming? How do we effectively do this? This is the question government will be asking. And we now sit down with government and we begin to carve a way to solve it. It's not private. It's not one another man. It's not another colonization. We're not bring another Oyibo to come and farm and we work for them. No, because if they come, they only come and make money and go. We need to rise to take our destiny. It is time for us to say we can do this because we are human beings. We are not the children of a lesser God, like Professor would say. We're human beings. And we have all it takes. So all we need to do really now is to face the story head on. We're not waiting for government. We're not waiting for Oyibo to come and invest the money. You know, let me ask one thing first. If they want to farm in Delta State today, in the mechanized farming, they say they need money. What money do you need? The money is to pay people. Because if you have the land already, you're not paying for the land. It's not money to feed the people. The people are the people who are going to work with you. How can you get it wrong? What you need is maybe you need some technology which other people have. You're going to go and buy it. You buy the artificial intelligence machine and come and fix it in your farm. You bring somebody to come and fix it. They have the technology. They're looking for a way to sell it. You pay for it and they work for you. And you learn and you begin to do it. Last time I was thinking, I said, but how can Nigeria not make a car? What is in an engine block? Something you just mold at. It's a mode. What is in a car that you cannot do? A car. Is it not those things you can just roll out from one? Look at where they make cars now, my people. Again, you must not look at the problem to be big. You must see it as beneath you. Again, when we talk now, the next thing I'm going to hear, I'm going to spend 2 minutes on that because I spent last week on it and I'm going to do it again. They're going to tell you we are creating an enabling environment so you will come and colonize us again. You know what that means? So you're going to create enabling environment so that people from Brazil will come and farm in Nigeria. People from China will come and farm in Nigeria. Americans, Indians will come and farm in Nigeria. And I wonder myself, those people coming, what are they coming to do? They'll be Father Christmas. Are they coming to just throw money at you? So meaning the money, they will repatriate the money. They swear for you. They swear. So you say, if you own the farm, or if we own the farm, so why don't we just sit down and say, okay, how do we own this? Maybe that is the language we'll be talking. I'm not going to fight it today. How do we really own our own businesses? I only propose one that with the state government, working with private people, we'll go soon own the whole land, we'll own all the businesses. In fact, Dangote is not richer than Delta State. Dangote owns a refinery. Why is Delta State not having? So these are the questions we should be asking. Nigerian government borrowing money. What is it borrowing money to do? It's not even to build refinery. It's borrowing money to do what? To pay staff. Then a cost. That's a cost generation. Okowa borrowed money to build a secretariat. Somebody when you know where. What do you want to take secretariat do? Or you borrow money to build a bridge? Aga, it's not when you farm, you make money, then you can build bridges. I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand you guys. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand what is going on. I won't talk much so that you guys won't say that the Chris have come again. I'm going to end the show quietly so that you won't say this is what I did to you today. It won't help anybody. But otherwise, we are in trouble. We are not doing well. We are doing very, very badly as a people. And we can do better. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and do better. We're going to think that what do we have? What do we want to achieve? What else do we need to get it done? So that the thing will be our own. Let me say this finally. Oyibo came last time. During colonization, they owned the land. They own the oil. They don't come and go. We don't want another Igbo to come own the oil. Now we go get them now. Listen, how do we do it? Now, let me tell you people one story. They just discovered oil in my place. Full of oil. We are fighting over the 3%. The thing that came to my head is, Oga Ibori, these people, they say na Sepla and I discover them. Oga, what do we need to do so that we go fit own this oil when they are our land? The people who go own Sepla, so they are human beings like us. If we can't get if we can't get ownership, if we can't, now we can't drill our oil. Now, cause this way that the Chris, maybe I'm too ambitious. That's how I think. Then you tell me what we have and what we don't have. And maybe we can then get partnership and still own a lion's share of that business. Whereas now we coordinate them. Now we get them. If they say, Nasoso person get the technology, bring them. Okay, come and work with us. This is our oil. You help us to do this, you do this, we do this, and this is your percentage. We'll still have the high lion's share. Right now, we are fighting for 3%. This is not our destiny. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Chris. I am a very, very bad boy. And I'm not a bad man. There are things I see that makes me smile. And because I can see the solution, I hardly get satisfied with what anybody's going to tell me. So I am that kind of man that will never, never, never accept low for answer. I expect the best standard because, like I said, we are not children of a lesser God. There's no way it is said that we cannot tap on our own resources. But let me tell you one thing that is so sad here. And I'm saying this to other people. The British came. When they came, they made a law, which is the Land Act of 1988, so that it helped them to take oil to their land. They take every resources we have. It belongs to the government. That's what they say. So right today, anything we found under the soil of Nigerian soil belongs to the Nigerian government. The British are gone, so Nigerian government inherited that. That's no problem. Then if we cannot even get that one, then I ask myself, how did Dangote manage to own a refinery? The man get 50 head. Now, even as now money now go don't see invest for that Dangote. I don't know the secret, so let me not talk what I don't know, because you guys are very good at arresting people with cyber laws now. That's all you guys, politicians, foolish people can do. You gotta look for the cyber law to hold and decrease. You could not think of what you're gonna do to make us a productive nation. Why you people are looking for how to arrest me? You couldn't think of how you can actually get a refinery. Those of you in the House of Assembly, in the House of Rep, everywhere in the Senate, your brain is not thinking, how do this country own refinery so that we begin to say, oh yeah, how do we own farm? That's not what you people debate. You're debating how that the Christian is Sotuna, so that I'll put them for prison. I saw now, I don't put arrest warrants on Fejiro. What if Fejiro? What if small Fejiro do now? Are you guys not ashamed? But what do you want that you want to fed that small boy? In fact, it shows that you are not even powerful, because I wouldn't even listen to Fejiro. People like us, we always talk. You don't listen to us. You face what you are doing. Babangida, sometimes I hate Babangida, but I love him. Babangida will see you as a Christian. So, yeah, come now, come help us head this place. That your mouth when you get done. Everybody owns the country, not only you. We all own the state of Boriwori. Tinubu, that country belongs to every one of us. We all want the country to succeed. We might be arrogant. Out of frustration, we are saying things we don't understand. As a father, you don't fight. This is exactly what I said, that God gave us the power of good and evil. We couldn't control the evil now. That's why God said he won't give you that power. Don't eat the fruit of the forbidden fruit. Now you have power. You are not using it wrongly. Why would you arrest small Fejiro when you have important things to do? Even the Fejiro will become a useful person for you. For me, Fejiro will work with me. Because whatever Fejiro is saying, I say, Fejiro, okay, now what we're going to do, Fejiro? Let's see what we can do here. The boy will be constructive. I've dealt with Fejiro in my own time. When I came to do show in Delta State, Fejiro was one of those helping me out. Meaning deep down inside him, Fejiro wants progress. I'm talking my personal experience with that boy you are arresting, telling us as if it's your enemy. What has he done? When he saw what I want to do, I said my show is about getting young Deltans to run for the office of the governor, but on a TV show. The boy was excited. He was doing everything for me to succeed. If you go to Fejiro with good plan, you think Fejiro will not support it? But must everybody sit down and allow you to fold our hands and you kill us? Because some of the policies are shameful, sir. Fejiro might be frustrated and say certain things out of anger, but you invited it. Now we all need to sit down. Everybody needs to put the gun down and talk as human beings and move this state from where we are now, because we're very close to where we're supposed to be. And we can be there now. All we need to do is put the pride away, put the anger away, control our emotion, be in charge. You ask for knowledge, now you got the knowledge. Let not your anger run over you. Let not your, yesterday, of all I have preached, this morning I was so angry. I was so angry too. I was telling my mama, no, end of this, end of that, because she was stupid. But again, this is why God said we shouldn't know evil. Because when you are angry now, you are not striking, you are not killing. That's why God didn't say, you don't need it. But you wanted it. Now you got the power. Use it well now. You're not using it well. I'm talking to Oboriwori. I'm talking to the presidency. I'm talking to our governors, our local government chairman, the policemen, the those in authority. You have power. Use it well. It's nothing wrong to have power. Like God, you see, you said you guys wanted to have power now. You ate the forbidden fruit, so you now have power. You know good, you know evil. You can do good, you can do evil. Don't do evil. Do the good one so that Nigeria will progress. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Chris. This is what I do. I'm annoying and I will continue to be annoying. It's not going to change. This is what I do. And for those of you that knows me very well, I mean well. If you can imagine that someone like me, I will never be able to sleep well where productivity does not exist. If you watch every of my show, it's boiled down to one thing, how we can be productive. To the extent, even when I was doing Urobo television, I said Urobo need a Urobo Commonwealth. You know what that means? I'm coming with my own program for Nigeria. I call it the 5th year. By the time I land Nigeria, you will know what I'm saying. I will run the country without even getting to Aso Rock. Because I found out that our problem is to solve people's need. And anybody that solves their need, they will follow. You see, you don't need to fight. You see, I told Peter Obi, you don't even need to be president. It's faster if you're president, but you don't need it. You can change lives, and Nigerians will listen more to you than to listen to that man in Aso Rock. because Aso Rock is becoming slowly a waste of space. Thank you very much for having entertained my anointing this beautiful afternoon. And it's a Saturday, and I want everybody to go back. You know, those of you, if it's tomorrow, I'll say go and eat your Saturday rice. I don't have anybody to make me rice. But I want to thank you all for having this time to spend with me, and I'm going to end the show here. I want to thank you, and stay out of trouble. And may all of us stand to put the gun down, put the bullets down, because that's all we need. Let us make our university a home of productivity, and they will in turn feed us. I can tell you, maybe that's why sometimes when I use the word, they think I am very, very ambitious. I said I'm only thinking of how we're going to live where we are to be among the G7. Maybe it's like a joke. I made the projection. Only 10 years we will be G7. Because the amount of food we'll be producing, the amount of technology we're producing, we will be in the G7. The G7 is not how many guns you have, it's not how many people you have, it's how much productivity you can be. And we have all it takes. What we have in Uniben, the landscape we have in Uniben, they don't have it in America. They don't have it in China. So if they can make a first-class university, our university will even do better. Clap for yourself. Because Nigeria is about to move. And we're going to move, and we're going to be a first world nation. That's what I'll be talking about next week. How do we become a first world nation? And I'm going to practicalize it here. And it's not so different from what I've been saying, but that time I'll be more clinical to say, we need to do this, we need to do this. And when we add this to this, we're going to get, it's arithmetics. There's no division or subtraction. Plus and minus. That's what I'll be pushing next week. Thank you very much for having me. I am going to get out of your face now so that you can have a beautiful afternoon. God bless you all. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance.